my gosh, look at you. Oh, you're beautiful. Wow.
You look good too.
Man, you look great. I don't even recognize you. Oh, wow. Show the day. It's all you. It's all about you. Everybody looks great.
Yes. Great.
Alrighty.
Here's my veil.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
how are we
It's a
gonna
little
dance?
windy.
How are we gonna dance there?
No, it'll be bustled by the time of the dance. It's just for the ceremony and pictures.
Alright.
So.
Are we ready?
We don't need calligraphy to write a fancy story. Kings and queens would turn to thieves to find what we've been holding. You and me, we can take the world.
Oh, sweethearts give sweet compliments, but our love goes without saying. Though you make it hard not to spill my heart every time I see you swaying. Darling, you and me, we can take the world, darling.
'Cause they can write stories and they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours. And they could climb mountains high into the sky, but they can't take the world. Oh, like we can take the world.
Oh, I can see the future, you and me, we last forever. Ain't no rising tide, no fear of fight that we can't face together. Darling, you and me, we can take the world.
'Cause they can write stories and they can sing songs, but they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours. And they could climb mountains high into the sky, they can't take the world. Oh, like we can take the world, the world, the world.
Ain't it just like love to find us? Ain't it just like love? Ain't it just like love to find us? Ain't it just like love?
Oh, ain't it just like love to find us? Oh, ain't it just like love? 'Cause they can write stories, they can sing songs, they don't make fairy tales sweeter than ours.
Oh, they can climb mountains high into the sky, but they can't take the world.
Oh no, no, like we can take the world. La da da, la da da, da 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 da.
Thank you. You may all be seated. Good afternoon and welcome on this wonderful day where friends and family come to join in the love of two people, Logan and Catherine. At the request of the couple, I invite you all to turn off your cell phones and plug down your cameras during the ceremony. The talented photographers we use today will capture and share these moments and encourage you to enjoy the celebrations without the distraction of technology. It is hard to believe the history that two individuals built together as they meld their lives to coexist. In Logan and Catherine's case, it started out as a friendship that grew into the love that the two share today, all because she worked his dad at a Christmas tree in college. Today, 5.5 years later, their relationship has allowed them to build a life together with their perfect dog, Ida, in their first home, to learn, grow, and enjoy life experiences with one another. Now we're reading from Catherine's mom, Nancy.
It's called Love by Boyd Croft. I love you, not only for what you are, but for what I am when I am with you. I love you, not only for what you have made of yourself, but for what you are making of me. I love you for the part of me that you bring out. I love you for putting your hand into my heaped up heart and passing over all the foolish, weak things that you can't help dimly seeing there, and for drawing out into the light all the beautiful belongings that no one else had looked quite far into. I love you because you're helping me to make of the lumber of my not a tavern, but a temple. The rest of my everyday, not a reproach, but a song. I love you because you have done more than any creed could have done to make me good, and more than any fate could have done to make me happy. You have done it without a touch, without a word, without a sign. You have done it by being yourself.
Logan and I have always had a special bond. We were more than cousins, we were best friends. If we weren't wrestling, playing video games, or edge, we were watching The Mask of Zorro or listening to I Should Have Been a Cowboy on repeat. I have always felt blessed to be able to see him grow into the man that he has become today. When I met Catherine for the first few times, I would always think how sweet she was, and how I wished I had more time to get to talk to her, because my gut told me Catherine was going to be Logan's forever girl. While on vacation, I was given my chance when Catherine and I were cooking dinner together. She told me that happy we were finally able to talk, because she knew that Logan and I were close and our relationship meant a lot to him, which meant our relationship meant a lot to her. I knew Catherine was Logan's future wife. I couldn't be happier today than having the honor of marrying Logan and Catherine. I want to give you two some advice. Never forget. Never forget what brought the two of you together. Never forget. Never forget the love you feel for each other in this moment. If you never forget the love story of the two kids that started this journey, you will be able to weather any storm that life throws at you together forever. To symbolize their commitment to one another, the couple will now partake in a unity ceremony by joining their locks together. Individually, each lock signifies them for who they are. Their traits, both good and bad, that make them who they each know and love. As they interlock together, they will keep their individual traits and blend together to continue to grow their lives together and officially join one another's families. You'll notice that there is no key here today, and that the reason for that is simple. The key to the relationship cannot be seen, but rather exists through communication, love, honesty, and support for one another. This unity ceremony will be concluded following the ceremony in private as the couple takes a walk down to the Rain Marina to join their locks in the fence. At this time, Logan and Catherine will each recite their vows.
Catherine, you changed my life more than you could ever know. I knew from the moment I saw you how beautiful you are, that I had to get to know you, walk slow to our dorms, just talk a few more seconds. Hoping to see you in the dining hall just to say hi, or maybe sneak a conversation in. Trying my hardest to charm you into a date, and it actually worked. I promise to be faithful to you. I promise that I will pick you up when you fall. I promise to always be an ear that listens and an arm that supports. I promise to always crack wise jokes when you're annoyed with me just to get the smile out even when you want to give me. I promise to stand behind you in every decision that you make. I will always help you, guide you to be successful. I will be there when the success brings the fails. I will help you pick up the pieces and put them back together. I promise to always kiss you goodnight and good morning, even when you don't wake up to kiss me back. I promise I will defend you until my last breath and make sure that you are always safe. I will always cherish the time we spend together and the moments we create together. I promise to always love you and honor you, no matter where we are in our lives. You're my very best buddy.
I thought of a bunch of ways to start this, and none of them quite capture exactly what I want to say. So instead, I'll start at the end and say that I'm so happy with you and I together and by each other's sides. And I'm grateful that I found my person, the one who uses up the last bit of the cheese on my turkey burgers and goes without just because you know how much I love cheese. The one I look forward to coming home to at the end of every day, and the one I can always count on. Thank you for always supporting and listening to me. Whether that is as I ramble on about my day or tell you what I'm thinking for the next house project, you always try your best to make it happen. Thank you for always laughing with me. I look forward to our time together when I find the most random things to laugh about. We're clearly two of the funniest people we know. Thank you for being my rock during the hard times and my best friend through everything. I feel my safest and most authentic self around you, and that's something I'm endlessly grateful for. Since you know I can't get through my vows without mentioning our perfect dog, Ida. Thanks for being such a great dog dad to her, and for listening to me every time I say, "Logan, look." I just see her sitting there staring back at you with her cute face. We really do have the most perfect girl. So, not only do I vow to support, listen, and laugh with you, but I also vow to be your rock and best friend. I vow to watch football and pretend like I know what's going on. I vow to always be an OSU fan, sorry to the Michigan family. I vow to learn with you, to cry with you, to dance with you, to binge watch TV with you, to cook with you, to love with you, and most importantly, to live life with you, putting my all into us always. We may not know what every day will bring, but as long as we have each other, we can get through anything. Thank you for being mine.
Do you, Logan, take Catherine to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for as long as you live? And do you, Catherine, take Logan to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
By the power vested in me by the state of Ohio, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Logan, you may kiss your bride.
Please enjoy cocktail hour with us up here.
On the roof before the reception, which will take place on the 4th floor. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Mr. and Mrs. Schultz.
I wonder if they're ever going to find your mail. It went over the like it flew over. It's a sign. No, when she was up there, it flew off. Already? Please. I need to turn that around. I need to pay attention.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can love, is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two
and love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares. You may be king, you may possess the world and its gold, but gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old. The world still is the same, you never change it. As sure as the stars shine above, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. You never change it. As sure as the stars shine above, well, you're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love.
Ladies and gentlemen, that sound means that we are ready for some introductions. All right, sitting down, we have the grandmother of the groom, Joyce Schultz. Parents of the bride, Tom and Nancy Weissel. Parents of the groom, Rick and Dawn Schultz. Sitting down, we have our wedding officiant, Karen Hisson. Also sitting, we have our flower girls, Sloan Weissel, escorted by our mom, Sarah. And our other flower girl, Vanessa Weissel, escorted by our mom, Paige. We have our wedding party, Chandler Candela, escorted by Brendan Whitney. Rachel Price, escorted by Ron Newman. Harley Diddy Giacomo, escorted by Jay Bossack. Haley Hanchowski, escorted by Chris Weissel. Gina Henry, escorted by Charlie Weissel. Jordan Clayton, escorted by Casey Kress. Our matron of honor, Mia Becker, escorted by the best man, Greg Zelmelka. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go on to the main introduction, we have to make sure that the energy in this room is right. So there's something that happens in every popular movie that gets everybody pumped up. Does anybody know what that is? Slow clap. The man in the back has that. Let's get this thing going. Here we go. I love it. Let's start making some noise. Get up on our feet. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom, Logan and Catherine Schultz. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give it up for Logan and Catherine.
Sweet pea, apple of my eye. Don't know when and I don't know why. You're the only reason I keep on coming home. Sweet pea, what's all of this about? Don't get your way, all you do is fuss and pout. You're the only reason keep on coming home. I'm like the rock of Gibraltar. I always seem to falter and the words just get in the way. Oh, I know I'm gonna crumble. I'm trying to stay humble, but I never think before I say. Sweet pea, keeper of my soul. I know sometimes I'm out of control. You're the only reason I keep on coming. You're the only reason I keep on coming, yeah. You're the only reason I keep on coming home.
I'm just gonna poke my eyes out. Hey, you
this reminds me of?
My flowers flop.
You know what this reminds me of is when
Chris, stick your finger in his ear.
in Elf, where he sits on his grandfather's or his dad's lap.
Who's holding his hand?
I'm me.
There you go. That's beautiful, guy. Let me hear you go. Woo, woo. All right. Who's thrusting?
Cross that line.
I can't move.
That was good. Oh, wait.
Can you just bother Logan below?
The rest of Logan's
Look up at Catherine like you're.
She's doing video. I'm doing video.
Like she said, my knees are too.
Okay. You guys. Yeah, you guys are having a tickle fight. What's up?
It's gonna get disgusting. Feral.
Really bright.
Today, we have all come from near and far, having many different backgrounds and many different beliefs. But the love of Catherine and Logan have brought us together to share in their first meal as husband and wife. We are grateful for all love that seeks and finds us. Heavenly Father, bless this food we're about to share, a sign of your goodness to us. Bless those who prepared it and those who serve it, and keep us ever mindful of your presence in our lives. Amen.
I will hand over the microphone to the following driver, Mr. Tom Weissel.
The big day is finally here. All the preparation, the decisions, everything is an event. Seems like it's been going on for years. We got the bachelorette, the bachelor parties. In my day, we hoped for cold beer and a stripper. Nowadays this seems to be week-long, all-inclusive bashes. Wow, the times continue to change. All this has brought us to this moment. I'm going to address this next part to my wife. To the fabric, the purpose, the reason for my life. No sonnet or verse has ever been written to describe my love of Smith. No author or playwright could ever describe the feeling I get when I'm kissed by the love of my life, Nancy Lynn Beisel. That's Lynn with an E. My choice. Where do we go here? My choice. She is my choice. I said it before and I'll say it again times 10. You're the fabric, the purpose, the reason for my life. That being said, I'd like to address this directly to the bride. I can say I love you as only a father can love a daughter. For 26 years I've stood by your side, even though many times I've told your brothers, if you'd been born first, they would not exist. You're a handful. Good luck. I've been inspired by your drive and determination. Anything you set your sights on, you achieve to the highest standard. You've excelled because of your competitive nature. However, the only one I ever see you competing with is yourself, driven to be all you can be. I know we've not always seen eye to eye. My idea is not always the best, the Marines, for example. But remembering back, if you're gonna date boys, I'm the dad. It's my job to hate them. That much of our time is spent worrying and praying. Many of our lives are spent raising our girl, protecting and teaching, cultivating our pearl. And when we succeed and their baby's no longer, when our girl becomes a woman, exponentially stronger, it's then we must face the sweeping frustration of finding ourselves at this stunned revelation. Success when you're raising your sweet little girl means you lose her out into the world. So wait, this is not part of my plan. I do all this work, can you run off with some man? Logan, you see beauty and charm and world graces. I see pigtails and freckles and braces. Whatever the case, I know she thinks you're all handsome and witty. Perhaps we can come to some negotiable point. Honestly, Logan, all kidding aside, I happily turn over my girl as your bride. It's easy to see the love in your eyes, your attention to her, and all it implies. I see you constantly do the right thing, and the reactions in her that it brings. And in all the time since the two of you met, not one word of sorrow or regret. A match made in heaven, if ever it was true, the planets aligned here for Catherine and you. So I'm going to end with a few thoughts I chose and suggestions for a life I gently propose. Live every day with love as your guide. Always give more than your groom or your bride. Find in each other the funniest things and share with each other when your heart sings. And no truer words have ever been penned than the crux of your love is just being best friends. And from this day on, you're never alone. Wherever you are, your spouse is your home. And when time has passed and the two of you age and your lives are about to turn the last page, you'll see not the wrinkles, the old and the gray. You'll see each other as you are today. I hope that you'll give life to my earlier reprise and that you'll say to each other from tired old eyes, there's no Romeo and Juliet that ever was, is, or will be that can compare to what is you and me. I said it before, and I'll say it times 10. Given the chance, I would do it again. If some wondrous force took us back, way back when, and the lives we lived started over again, I'd find you again and court you as husband and wife. You're the fabric, the purpose, the reason for my life. I need a glass for this next part here. And everyone else can help me in raising their glass. Because I am proud and honored at this union, Godspeed, Mr. and Mrs. Logan Alexander Schultz.
Check 1, 2, prestige, worldwide, worldwide, worldwide. Hey everybody, I'm Catherine's brother Chris. Catherine and I used to ride the bus together to school. The bus that we took up until I got my license. I had to ride the bus. Catherine had to ride the bus up until I got my license. And so we went on the bus and we go to the high school first, followed by the middle school where she got dropped off. But we were the first kids on the bus, and it was a full bus. So I think it picked us up at something like 6 in the morning, and school started at like 8. So the youthful adolescent that I was, I would go to the back and I would take a nap every morning on the bus. There was one morning I missed the stop at the high school, and I woke up, I was at the middle school. Thankfully, that never happened again, because every morning after that, I woke up to the sounds of Catherine from the front of the bus saying, "Chris! Someone wake Chris up! Someone get him!" So, moral of the story, Logan, it's good to have Catherine in your corner. She gets you the places you need to be. Yes. Logan, for as long as I've even known of your existence, when I first heard about Catherine's new boyfriend, before I even met you, figured, oh, this guy must be patient. Then I got to know you, and it's been an absolute pleasure. A really quick story. Last summer, we went on vacation with Catherine and Logan. Great time. One morning, we were cooking up some bacon, as vacation goers often do. Panic started setting in. What are we to do with the bacon grease? We have no vehicle for this bacon grease. Logan, not even 10 in the morning, drinks a full beer, hands me the can. Breakfast was saved. Much more recently, yeah, that's worth an applause, I think. Yeah. This past Christmas, we were up at my parents' house. Logan and I were setting up scaffolding in the living room. You know, normal Christmas activities. And it was then that I started to connect the dots of like how great it is to have you in the family, and we're just so. If it was anything to do with the brother's decision, not that it is, there's no one I could choose better, and I'm just so happy about that. So one thing that I bond with both Logan and Catherine is movie quotes. So I'd like to quote Jonah Hill's character in the critically acclaimed 40-Year-Old Virgin. Congratulations. To the bride and groom.
Man, that is two hella speeches to follow up right now. And Brent, good luck having to also follow up after me. So, Catherine, you know, sis, my favorite thing about you asking me to speak today was that I spent the last 3 months thinking about what I wanted to say and just recalling all of these awesome memories we've had our whole childhood. And there was the time we picked Logan up from O'Hare, and you know, you're a frequent flyer. The time you scored your first goal in high school. The time the photographer wet his pants for my senior pictures. And then the time we first spoke about that moment 12 years later. We've had some really great memories together, and I don't even know where to begin. So let's just start at the beginning from the perspective of the older brother. As a kid, you were kind of a pain in the ass. Fast forward to now, you're still kind of a pain in the ass. But in all fairness, I can be a bit of a pain in the ass myself. Me and you were one and the same. We're both high maintenance people, and we think we're low maintenance people. We got that from Dad. A few other similarities that we share: we both stress way too much. We both look like Mom, which is where we can thank why we're both so beautiful. We both take ridiculousness way to the next level. And we both love starches. I'm more pasta, you're potato. I'm honestly surprised the main entree tonight was not a baked potato. But in all seriousness, Kath, hi baby. In all seriousness, Kath, you're one of my favorite people that walk this planet, and I'm so incredibly honored you asked me to speak on your wedding day. I'm absolutely blown away by the adult you've become, and I'm so incredibly proud of you. Your commitment is inspiring, and your determination is relentless. You're fierce, you're stubborn, you're kind, you're responsible, and you're goofy as hell. And now that you're going from a Beisel to a Schultz, you can add end-of-the-line kid to your list. I'm so happy you and Logan found each other. You two are perfect for each other, and he's been a member of the family since I first met him. Logan, thank you for being the guy that you are and for loving my sister as you do. I could not ask for a better man to be your husband. My only complaint is that you and Catherine didn't meet each other sooner. Because Chris and I, we moved some seriously heavy shit over the years, and we really could use that. So, I love you both, and cheers to you both.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan, and I'm Logan's little sister. If I start to cry during my speech, please just bear with me. This is a day I wasn't sure was ever going to come for Logan, so it's just kind of a lot to process. Logan and Catherine, I'm so honored to be a part of your day today. Catherine, you look absolutely beautiful. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to put into words the pure love I have in my heart for the both of you. It's nearly impossible. Catherine, you're one of the kindest women I've ever met, and you give everything in your heart to every person you meet. I knew you were destined to be a part of our family when you successfully made it through your first Christmas at the Schultz residence. And you've become the most amazing addition to our family. You love passionately, laugh fiercely, and have very graciously taken on the role of being my big sister. I'm forever grateful to you, and I couldn't have ever imagined a better life for my brother. Logan, I've always said you're my best friend, and I've always been so proud to call you my brother. And I'm finally going to out myself and say that you're my favorite person to see at family gatherings.
Show me.
Although I don't remember all of our childhood agreements, what I do remember is you finally giving in and playing Barbies with me. And although it wasn't easy, including your little sister whenever your friends would come over. I'll always remember making cardboard shields and swords to play with in the backyard, playing jackpot and kick the can with the neighborhood kids, Wookiee tag in the basement, and endless hours of Mario Kart. I'll always remember the way you stuck up for me, the way you loved me, and that I'm always going to be your baby sister. And don't worry, I'll always remember that I'm always destined to be player number 2 on video games. You've been my biggest role model and supporter for as long as I can remember, and all I've ever wanted was for you to be happy. Being able to see you be with Catherine has been such a blessing. There's just something so special about getting to see the type of love that you two have. Logan, the best piece of advice you've ever given me was this. Some days it may feel like you are drowning, but you'll eventually always find yourself floating on the water, enjoying the sun hitting your skin, and forgetting that there was ever anything wrong. I haven't been married for long, but I do know that marriage doesn't have to be perfect. Truth be told, it isn't. But the love you two share is something so incredible. You'll always find your way to the surface to breathe in that beautiful breath of life. I love you, we all love you, and I'd like to toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Schultz.
Our matron of honor, Mia Banker Bierma.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to first start and thank you all for coming out to celebrate Logan and Catherine, and I'm looking forward to continuing to celebrating the rest of the evening. For those of you who don't know, my name is Mia, and Catherine is my much younger cousin by 2 years, 4 months, and 2 days. And I know that number because that's how long I had to wait for my best friend to be born. I've been trying to write this speech for a really long time, and I've gone through different ideas. And the first one, I was like, oh, I could come up here and tell our inside jokes. But then I was like, I would be up here for the rest of the night, and the only 2 people laughing would be me and Catherine, and everybody else would be very confused. And then my second idea was oh, I'll talk about how we grew up together and how different we've been and how how we've grown up so much. And then I was thinking, and I was when we were kids, we spent a lot of time talking or playing The Sims or making up scenarios, and now as adults we spend a lot of time talking about The Sims and making up scenarios. So now a whole lot has changed. And then I was oh, I could get up here and talk about how helpful and caring and supportive Catherine is, how she's always the person that you call no matter what is going on. But chances are, if you guys are here, you probably already know that. Catherine truly is one of the most supportive people you will ever meet. She's always a phone call away. She's always gonna offer a hand, even on the day of her wedding, and she wants to do things for other people, and we have to tell her no. This is the one day that you're not allowed to help out. So this is my speech. I'm actually kind of blinking. I'll go to my pulse here. There's a saying that goes, we were made cousins because no one could handle us as sisters, and I 100% believe that that's about me and Catherine. I gotta look at this. Sorry, guys. When we were growing up, me and Catherine actually only lived about an hour away from each other, so we got to see each other pretty frequently. And we would play The Sims and make up scenarios and bully our siblings. We once locked her cousin Chris in a closet. We once bullied my sister Annie because she wouldn't buy us the Love It size of ice cream at Cold Stone and only bought us the Like It size. We would bully our parents into letting us have sleepovers, but then Catherine would steal my pillow. And then in middle school, Catherine and the rest of her family moved to Ohio, so we didn't see each other as much, and maybe that would have changed things, but for us it didn't. We talked on the phone, I think, and I'm sure Uncle Tom can acknowledge this too. I think we spent 4 hours on the phone every day until we were told to go to bed. And sometimes we would have 4 phones between us because we would not only be using both of our home phones, but we would also have our cell phones. So kind of going back to Catherine always being the one that you call, when I accidentally locked myself in my basement, I was actually on the phone with Catherine, but luckily I had the other phone with me so I could call my mom to let me out of the basement. So she was still there. Another thing me and Catherine love to do is complain, which we are very good at. And when we were younger, one of the things we complained about is not being able to see each other as much. So for Christmas in 2013, we kept, complaining, asking our moms, well, come on, it's winter break, we gotta see each other. Until finally our grandma just bought me a plane ticket to fly out to see her, because I think she was kind of tired of us complaining too. And that will forever be one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given, was getting to fly out and see my cousins for a few days. And I think me and Catherine have really grasped spending that time together, because we have seen each other every single month for 26 months in a row, and I am getting kind of tired of her. Yes, thank you, Sloan, you're right, it's very exciting. I'm kind of tired of her, so we gotta take a break from this. Maybe. We'll see each other next month though. I think we already got that one figured out. Okay, so Logan, I really have to thank you for taking Catherine and entertaining her and everything, but I do have a few things I have to say about Logan. The first time I met him was St. Patrick's Day of 2018, and I was going out to Ohio to celebrate, and I told Catherine my only request for this whole weekend was to watch the Disney Channel masterpiece, Luck of the Irish. And Catherine assured me that her new boyfriend would get that for us. And this was before Disney Plus was a thing. So Logan comes and he has his Xbox and he's looking on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and whatever streaming services there were. And the only one he could find was on YouTube, and it was super sped up. And we had it on for maybe 5 minutes, and we're like, turn this off. We were so mad. And then rather than me and Catherine being like, Logan, thank you so much for helping us and looking for it, we sat there and we pouted and sulked. No, Logan, whatever, it's fine. We didn't get to watch this movie. Luckily now Disney Plus is a thing, so we have easy access to it. But I remember telling I remember telling Catherine that same weekend about how nice of a guy Logan was, and I think I knew then that he was sticking around. If he could put up with us for that, then he was golden. And then another thing, just one of those things. Logan's birthday is April 19th. My birthday is October 19th. So our half birthdays are each other's birthdays. So a month ago was Logan's birthday, a month ago yesterday, and lo and behold, I get a text from Logan on his birthday wishing me a happy half birthday and that he hopes I have a great day. And my response to him was, imagine it's your birthday and you have to text your fiance's cousin to wish her a happy half birthday. I think that just really kind of shows how great of a guy Logan is. But if I could handpick someone for Catherine, he wouldn't compare to how great Logan is. I feel like I'm always talking. I remember my brother Vince talking about the first time he met Logan, and he was I didn't even realize that this was Catherine's boyfriend. I just thought he was a really super cool guy. I do have one final thing. My cousin Davey has something that he has to bring up here real fast. My cousin Davey, come up. Here. Thanks, Davey. Okay, are you ready? We got some cool plumpies, and some other board. Okay, I don't have any more subjects left. But if everybody could raise a glass. This is food. Who put this on your computer? Have you ever opened this up before? Everybody could raise a glass. I wish Catherine and Logan so much love, happiness, and Ida cuddles forever and always. And I'm so honored to be able to stand up here. Cheers! Yay!
Mine and Logan's story starts off in elementary school. In a core memory of mine, I recall a brisk, snowy recess where I was caught in an icy snowball fight with some other kids. And I distinctly remember a second grade Logie Bear returning fire with me, ultimately ending the fight. Now, if you saw me when I looked like in second grade, you would have known that having a guy looking like Logan on my team was a dream come true. So I'm glad he's on my team. From that grade on, Logan and I became literally attached at the hip. Fortunately, he lived a 5-minute bike ride up the road. I think I spent more time in his living room and him in my basement than we did our own. Logan, along with the other guys sitting on this table and then in the room here also, would go on to raise hell in high school. There was not a football or a baseball game that wasn't played together. The countless Yahtzee nights and Quaker wing nights. Mind you, where only Logan could have the waitress terrified because he would walk in and drink a whole pitcher of water like a shot of liquor. A camel. The rowdy Whitney garage parties and weekends spent camping out in the woods that would come, hopefully we have videos and pictures of because I can't remember most of them. Logan got so intermingled with my family that he was even able to grace us with his presence on family vacation. Now there are a few tables here full of my family, and they all know these next stories, but I think you all deserve to know as well. I don't know what you all know about family Zamoka vacations, but they're wholesome and innocent. We drink excessive amounts of water and definitely make it to church on Sundays. Now, one fateful day, Logan decided to overindulge. To combat that, he decided to eat about 1.5 million cheese puffs. I don't remember exactly what happened because I said my Hail Marys and went to bed. But apparently Logan decided to upchuck overnight. Being the good man he is, though, in a drunken stupor, he at least cleaned up after himself. And by clean up, I mean he pushed it onto an alcohol cheese ball landmine in the center of the floor that my poor dear old mother stepped in. Now this would go down in history on Zamoka family vacations. He became the first non-Zamoka in history to be put in a dog pound, and not including my dad or anybody in my family. It would also land him eternally enshrined in my Aunt Jackie's picture wall of fame. He landed in the Hall of Fame while I ended up second-guessing my sunscreen sprayer partner. One vacation had him spray my back with the sunscreen. And let me tell you, he did it so poorly I ended up with stripes on my back that only Tony the Tiger wished he could have. Now I know we're a different generation, but we would hear from people all throughout high school and college, oh, you're just our high school friends, you guys won't be friends forever. We all graduated and went off to play different sports and attend different schools. I transferred into Ohio State and certainly thought otherwise. I was able to fortunately con Logan and eventually Casey into coming down there with me, where we hit arguably one too many house parties and late night out at the bars. Logan and I would fight demons working in the kitchen of Buffalo Wild Wings, then reunite working at a bar together, which I think should have been illegal. I will say, Mr. and Mrs. Schultz, Mike, Casey, and myself tried oh so hard to get him to play club football with us. Our coach even saw a picture of him and would have put together a bigger NIL deal than any Power 5 school in the country. At this same time is when Catherine entered the story. I recall a time when I first heard about her. Logan was prancing around the apartment, smiling ear to ear, and I knew it could have only been one thing, a girl. I said, who is she? What class do you have with her? He said, nope, she's from Lake Erie. He must have saw a look on my face, and the next thing he said to me was, no man, she's different. I can stand up here and say I'm probably the one who has spent the least amount of time and have gotten the least to know about Kat. Then 2 years ago, I found out I was going to be tasked with a speech, and I got to thinking. The first time where it jumped out that, okay, damn, maybe she is different, it was when she volunteered to dress as a bush because Logan wanted to be Bob Ross for Halloween. Now, if that isn't clear enough, as the day got closer, I got more and more thinking about why is Catherine different. Different is having the power to have this man eating veggie turkey wraps, but as a boy like myself, ate my 1,001 pack of rifles. Different is having to say the hard things like, hey, go study, go to the gym, go to class, while the rest of us were hungover and skip all the above. Different is being the person Logan would want to text while we were out with the boys and throwing it down, and certainly wouldn't shy away from saying he loved her while we were drunk and walking home. Different is the person he would pass up on going out for just to talk to and FaceTime. Went out for yet another night of drink. Different is the girl who would stand by you and support you endlessly while you worked a full-time job and went to school for what you wanted to do. Different is the girl who would make you laugh and happy that only mimicked the times that we spent together at Camp Whit. Before I wrap this up and we get to celebrating, I thought of this in the drive up here actually and changed my speech in the hotel lobby, so don't tell anybody. And it became absolutely crystal clear. Catherine happened to be different. And it would be something that, whether he was aware of or not, said on countless drunken stumbles home on campus. Catherine was certainly different, and as Logan already knew, she was the one. I wish you nothing but the best, and I'm happy for you both.
All right, one more time, let's hear for all of the wonderful speeches we had here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, dinner is about to be served, so sit back and relax, enjoy. One quick announcement, if you are looking to smoke, these
She came to me and rolled the wine in the corner of my room, a specter of the night, silhouetted by the moon. We're floating fast over traffic lights, bearing down on blackened sky, and colors burst as I close my eyes. Ooh, she said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Follow me into the door. She said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting. A thousand pictures in my mind, in a painting of the past. I'm brushing over lines, and I paint them all again. We're floating fast over traffic lights, bearing down on blackened sky, and colors burst as I close my eyes. Ooh, and she said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Follow me into the door. She said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting. 'Cause I've been waiting. We're bright in the candlelight, And I will cradle all these memories till the end. And she said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Follow me into the dark. And she said, lay me down in golden dandelions, 'cause I've been waiting. Yeah, I've been waiting.
And they're going again. First cut is made. The second cut is made.
Just all ice.
Very precise cuts. First bite in. All right, they played nice the whole time. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Give her a kiss.
Husband and wife.
Something about her Long before the dawn, into the break of day, your wisdom finds and leads me, and never to escape. A strength that shall remain, it's never fade. It's here to stay. With my back against the wall, and rise above the power from beginning to the end, and in between, it's so consistent. Ain't nothing new like mother's love. Ain't nothing shaped that she's made of. She's made like heavens up above. Ain't nothing new like mother's love. I find it so amazing, yet it falls in and you've been a blessing. Without where I'm forever learning from the lessons great and small. Yeah, you taught me, and I'm holding any time I call, before a single word, you know exactly what's on my heart. From the beginning to the end, and in the in-between, you stay consistent. For me, ain't nothing new, my mother's love. Ain't nothing shaped that she's made of. She's made like heavens up above. Ain't nothing new like
Yeah, let him hear it.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. And our dreams, and they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart. Like, why are we here and where do we go, and how come it's so hard? And it's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings or brings new things. For tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things I have to do, but if all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene, I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. we're somewhere in between together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Hey, now and when I wake up, you look so pretty, sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time, and there is no song I could sing, and there is no combination of words I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better together.
If you've been here for less than 10 hours, please step off the dance floor. We're going to go 35 or less. And another one. All right, dude, dare throw out a 40 or less. The magic number. They just made the cut. 41 years. Catherine and Logan, why don't you join them on the dance floor?
and burning, and then you're gone. Looking out for another, anyone will do. You're in the mood for a dance. And when you get the chance,